In the hushed suburbs of Frederick, Colorado, nestled against the rugged backdrop of the Rocky Mountains, where the wind whispers through pine trees and the sky stretches endlessly blue on clear days, life appeared as a canvas of serene normalcy. Neighbors exchanged morning pleasantries over picket fences. Children chased fireflies in the twilight, and the scent of blooming lilacs mingled with the distant hum of lawnmowers. It was a community where secrets seemed impossible, where trust was as solid as the earth beneath your feet. At the heart of this idyllic setting stood 2,825 Saratoga Trail, a contemporary two-story home with crisp white siding, a double garage, and a front yard dotted with playful garden gnomes. This was the domain of the Watts family, a portrait of the American dream incarnate. But as evening shadows elongated across the lawns, creeping like fingers toward the windows, an unseen malice began to fester within those walls, a darkness that would soon erupt into one of the most harrowing tales of betrayal and loss in modern history. Shanann Watts, at 34, was the epitome of vitality, a woman whose infectious enthusiasm could ignite a room like a spark to dry tinder. Her dark hair framed a face often lit by a genuine wide smile that reached her eyes that sparkled with determination and love. On social media, she was a beacon. Her Facebook and Instagram feeds a vibrant mosaic of family bliss. Candid shots of weekend barbecues where smoke curled lazily upward. Videos of dance parties in the living room with music blasting from speakers and tender moments captured in sepia filters. She chronicled it all, the highs of promotion successes, the everyday chaos of motherhood, and the quiet intimacies of marriage. Her husband, Chris Watts, 33, played the role of the steadfast partner to perfection. Tall and unassuming, with a boyish face and a quiet demeanor, he worked as an operator in the oil fields for Anadarko Petroleum. His days filled with the rhythmic clank of machinery and the acrid smell of crude. At home, he was the doting father, his calloused hands gently pushing swings in the backyard or braiding Bella's fine hair before preschool. Bella, 4 years old, was the shy observer, her big brown eyes taking in the world with a quiet wisdom beyond her years, often hiding behind her mother's legs during gatherings. Celeste, or Cece as everyone called her, was the polar opposite at 3, a whirlwind of curls and ceaseless energy, her laughter a constant soundtrack that bounced off the walls like sunlight off water. Now, with their third child on the horizon, a son they'd affectionately named Nico, Shanann's world seemed poised on the cusp of even greater joy. Her pregnancy glowed in her posts, ultrasound images shared with captions like, "Our little miracle is growing strong," and bump updates that showcased her stylish outfits, hugging the gentle curve of her belly. Friends envied their harmony, scrolling through albums of family vacations to Disney World, where Mickey ears perched atop giggling heads, or cozy holidays with stockings hung by the chimney. Chris was her rock, as she so often proclaimed, the man who grounded her ambitions and shared her dreams. But even rocks can crack under pressure, and beneath the polished veneer of their online persona, fissures were widening, silent and insidious. It started subtly, like the first distant rumble of an approaching storm. Shanann's career would thrive, a multi-level marketing venture specializing in wellness patches that promised boosted energy and better health, consumed her. She hustled relentlessly, hosting online parties that ran late into the night, barking orders in the kitchen while dinner simmered on the stove, traveling for conferences that left her jet-lagged and weary. The patches, emblazoned with motivational slogans, adorned her arms like badges of honor. But the grind was taking its toll. Financial pressures mounted. Thrive's pyramid structure demanded constant recruitment. And while Shanann thrived on the challenge, it left little room for respite. Chris, meanwhile, supported from the sidelines, his oil rig shifts providing steady income but little excitement. He seemed content, or so Shanann thought, until the changes began. As winter's chill thawed into the balmy days of spring 2018, Chris started transforming. He joined a gym, his mornings now beginning with the clang of weights and the burn of cardio machines. His body leaned, muscles defining under his skin, and a new confidence emerged. Subtle at first, in the way he carried himself, then more overt in his wardrobe upgrades and groomed appearance. Shanann noticed, complimenting him with a mix of pride and curiosity, but she also sensed the emotional drift. Their conversation shortened. Intimate moments grew rare. Late at night, as the house settled into silence broken only by the occasional creak of floorboards, Shanann would reach for him in bed, only to find him turned away, feigning sleep. Her texts to friends multiplied, laced with unease. He's been so distant lately, like something's pulling him away. They suggested it was midlife restlessness or the anticipation of another child. But Shanann's intuition prickled, a nagging whisper that refused to be silenced. The summer heat amplified the strain, turning their home into a pressure cooker. Shanann juggled it all. Morning sickness that left her nauseous over breakfast, toddler tantrums that tested her patience, and Thrive quotas that demanded her focus. She planned a romantic escape to rekindle the flame, booking a cozy cabin in Aspen with visions of hikes through aspen groves, hand in hand, and evenings by a crackling fire sharing secrets. "This will fix us," she confided to her journal, the pages filling with hopes and fears. But Chris's enthusiasm was lukewarm, his excuses piling up like unread mail. He spent more time at work, or so he claimed. His phone buzzing with notifications he quickly silenced. Shanann pushed the suspicions down, burying them under layers of optimism. But they resurfaced in dreams where shadows lurked in familiar corners. In late July, seeking solace, Shanann whisked the girls away to North Carolina for a 6-week family visit. The airport farewell was poignant, Bella clinging to Chris's neck, whispering, "I love you, Daddy," while Cece waved enthusiastically from her stroller. Shanann hugged him tightly, searching his eyes for the spark that once ignited so easily. "We'll miss you," she said, her voice soft. Chris nodded, his smile polite but distant. As the plane ascended, leaving the jagged peaks behind, Shanann exhaled a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. The break would be good, a chance to recharge amid her parents' loving chaos. Home-cooked meals, beach days with the girls building sandcastles that crumbled under waves, and long talks under starry skies. But in Colorado, alone in the echoing house, Chris unraveled the threads of his old life. The solitude was liberating, a canvas for reinvention. At work, amid the industrial sprawl of Anadarko Petroleum, he crossed paths with Nicole Kessinger. She was 30, a geologist with sharp intellect and an independent spirit. Her presence a stark contrast to the domestic routine he'd known. Their initial interactions were professional, discussions over geological surveys and safety protocols. But chemistry sparked. Coffee breaks extended into lunches, conversations delving into personal Chris confided fragments. His marriage was strained, separation imminent. Nickel, intrigued by this transformed man, fit, articulate, attentive, leaned in. They explored hiking trails where wildflowers bloomed in riotous colors, shared stolen kisses under canopy shades, and texted into the wee hours, words glowing on screens like forbidden fireflies. Nickel saw in Chris a partner unburdened by baggage, unaware of the storm brewing. He wove tales of freedom, dreaming aloud of adventures without the weight of family ties. Back in North Carolina, Shanann's phone became a tether of torment. She bombarded Chris with updates, photos of Bella's first swim lesson, videos of Cece chasing butterflies in the garden. His responses dwindled to monosyllables. Cute, busy, love you. The disconnect gnawed at her, amplified by pregnancy's emotional roller coaster. Late-night calls to friends turned tearful. He's not replying like before. What if there's someone else? They consoled her, attributing it to distance, but Shannan scrolled his profiles obsessively, heart racing at every like or comment from unfamiliar names. She sent vulnerable messages. Can't wait to be in your arms. Nico's kicking. Feels like he's missing you too. But Chris's mind was elsewhere, entangled in Nickel's embrace, the affair blossoming like a weed in neglected soil. August 9th arrived with humid anticipation. Shannan and the girls flew back, the house greeting them with a sterile chill. Chris's hug felt obligatory, his eyes avoiding hers. Bella sensed the shift, her questions probing. Why is Daddy quiet? Cece, oblivious, demanded piggyback rides that Chris obliged with mechanical motions. The following days simmered with unspoken accusations. Shannan pressed for truths and whispered arguments after bedtime stories. The girls' soft snores a fragile barrier. Are you cheating? Just tell me. Chris denied, his voice steady but his jaw clenching, a tell she now recognized. Her heart plummeted. At 15 weeks pregnant, vulnerability cloaked her like a shroud. She confided in her journal, pages blurring with tears. How did we get here? I love him, but he's a stranger. August 12th dawned ominously, clouds gathering like omens. Shannan prepped for her Arizona business trip, Thrive obligations pulling her despite bone-deep fatigue. She kissed the girls' foreheads, inhaling their innocence, and extracted promises from Chris. Take good care of them. Nicole Atkinson, her steadfast friend, drove her to the airport, the car ride filled with forced levity. Text when you land, Nicole insisted. Shanann nodded, masking her dread. That evening, Chris alone with the children. The house enveloped in a heavy quiet. Toys lay scattered like forgotten memories, the clock ticking relentlessly. Did regret flicker in his mind? Or was the path already set, a dark inevitability? Midnight bled into August 13th. Shanann's flight descended into Denver at 2 a.m., the city lights a blurred mosaic below. Nicole chauffeured her home, the drive silent save for the hum of tires on asphalt. At Saratoga Trail, Shanann alighted, suitcase wheels rumbling on pavement. She waved goodbye, stepping into the dimly lit entryway. The door clicked shut, sealing her fate. Upstairs, the confrontation ignited, words escalating into fury. Shanann unearthed the affair's evidence, perhaps a stray text or lingering scent. Chris's admissions poured out, raw and unfiltered. He wanted divorce, a fresh start. Rage consumed him. His hands encircled her neck, squeezing life away as she clawed desperately, Nico's tiny form stilling within. The deed done, silence descended like a pall. Bella and Cece slumbered innocently, dreams undisturbed. Chris, adrenaline surging, roused them with lies of a dawn outing. He bundled Shanann's body into the truck's back seat, shrouded in bedding. The girls, groggy, climbed in, Bella clutching her blanket, Cece yawning. The 45-minute drive to Survey 319 unfurled in pre-dawn gloom, headlights piercing fog, radio static a grim accompaniment. At the site, tanks loomed monolithic, the air thick with oil's fetid stench. Cece went first, smothered swiftly, her trust shattered. Bella, witnessing, pleaded, "Daddy, no!" Her struggle marked her, bites on her tongue, bruises blooming. Chris persisted, then interred Shanann shallowly, her protective curl around Nico a final maternal act. The girls' bodies plummeted into oil vats, vanishing into inky depths. Dawn broke as Chris returned, composure a fragile mask. Morning unveiled the anomaly. Nichols' calls echoed unanswered, anxiety mounting. She raced over, finding the house locked, Shanann's car idle. Chris contacted, dismissed. Sleeping, probably. Nicole summoned police. Officers entered with Chris, noting the eerie tidiness, shoes aligned, phone abandoned, beds pristine. His tail wavered, suspicions ignited. Neighbors' footage sealed it. 5:27 a.m. departures, bulky loads hauled methodically. Media plea followed, Chris's flat, "Come home, belying guilt." Community prayed, but detectives circled. August 14th, interrogation cracked it. Polygraph failed spectacularly. Confession unraveled. Initial lies of Shanann's rage, then truth's horror. Strangulation, drive, murders, disposals. Bodies recovered August 15th. Shanann unearthed. Girls extracted from sludge. Autopsies detailed agony. Oil inhalation resistant signs. World recoiled. Headlines blazing. Investigations revealed deaths. Nichols' obsession. Premeditated OxyContin attempts for miscarriage. Texts expose duality. Affection for Shanann. Passion for Nichol. November 6th, plea. Guilty to murder's fetal termination tampering. Family forward death penalty. November 19th, 5 life sentences. Judge lambasting savagery. Wisconsin prison entombed. Echoes linger. Documentaries dissect. Forums debate. Shanann's posts haunt. Girls' joy immortalized. Yet from ashes rises hope. Foundations honor them, aiding abuse survivors. Shanann's spirit inspires. Love fiercely, trust instincts. Bella's gentleness, Cece's vibrancy, Nico's promise remind. Cherish connections. Weave warmth against cold. Their light endures, guiding us to embrace, forgive, heal. In memory we find strength, turning tragedy to triumph. Shannan Watts' story is one that still breaks hearts to this day. A loving mother, a devoted wife, and a woman who believed in family more than anything else. Her smile lit up every room. Her energy inspired thousands online. Yet behind those bright moments, an unimaginable darkness was growing. The tragedy that took Shannan, Bella, and Celeste will forever stand as a reminder that sometimes the most perfect lives can hide the deepest pain. Their story isn't just about loss. It's about love, betrayal, and the silence that followed. If this story moved you, take a moment to remember them. Like this video to honor their memory. Subscribe to our channel for more real stories that deserve to be heard, because remembering them is how we keep their light alive.